As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Mason Howell, 17-year-old high school junior, fires a pair of 63s on Monday to qualify for the U.S. Open. 63s as a high school junior. Can you imagine that? And the crazy thing is he tied with someone else to get in a pro. That's insanity. 18
I
under.
a quick golf story, Ted. Not only can I not imagine it, I had what I think many would consider a nightmare scenario on the golf course on Tuesday.
Uh-oh.
Finish the seventh hole
Mm-hmm.
there at OKC. Or no, excuse me, finish the eighth hole there at OKC. Make par. Feeling good. Feeling good about things.
Mm-hmm.
There is a group of five, either, I don't know, high school junior to college freshman age guys.
Okay.
Rolling, they've got a fivesome in front of us.
All right.
And they, credit to these young men, it's just me and my buddy Logan. We're just out there. We play 9 holes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we try to be done in like an hour and 20 minutes. Our pace of play is very good. And they say, hey guys, go ahead, go through. Had been driving the ball pretty well all day long.
Uh-oh.
Step to the ninth tee.
You got a little gallery there.
Confidence, feeling confident. Slice it OB
Oh,
in
man.
front of all of them watching.
And you
And
got room
now,
to the right there on 9.
yeah, but it was really right. Like I've been hitting the fade off the tee and feeling really good about it. And it was also blowing like 25 miles an hour. So,
Yeah.
when that thing gets spinning and the wind gets it, not good. Now, immediately reteed, no practice swing, smoke one right down the middle of the fairway. But the damage was done, man. Those kids will never respect me ever again. Nightmare,
It's the
dude.
worst.
Nightmare.
Go ahead, play through. We'll all stand right around you as you swing.
I even made the joke and said, okay, all of you guys close your eyes and
Isn't
just,
it so annoying though? Like the next shot is like the easiest thing you've ever done in your life.
why is it that way? The
I
second
don't know.
ball,
I don't know.
it makes no sense. And then hit a great 6 iron just left of the green. Like
I don't
I,
know.
I choked, man. I didn't perform in front of these young guys, and they probably roasted me in their group chat and everything. It just
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
like we just saw this old man hit the worst drive you've ever seen. Golf's hard. It's hard, man.
I mean, I can't imagine shooting back-to-back 63s, 36 holes in one day with the pressure to qualify for the Open. Maybe at 17, there really is no pressure with anything, right? Maybe
He
you could
he's
just,
a really highly ranked junior golfer. He's like number 8 or something like that. But still, that's insane.
yeah.
I I don't know about you. I would like to see, and maybe it's too difficult, but I would like to see coverage of the US Open qualifiers when guys get on these heaters. Like I want to watch that. I want to watch this 17-year-old kid just play out of his mind to qualify for the US Open. Like that would be riveting television.
Breaking news, we got to cut in. We've got a 17-year-old on a heater right now. Must watch.
Like an NFL red zone, but for US Open qualifying. Right? The coverage is whipping around to these different courses. I know they're in different places. The logistics of this probably not realistic, but how cool would that be? Like you just whip around the country to guys that are on fire out on the golf course and you get to watch it. That would be really, really fun.
It's an amazing idea. They don't like ideas in golf because I have an easy one. How about you show the entire national championship of golf, right? How about that? There's a place to start. But I think you got a hell of an idea. Now, your prize for shooting 263s is you get to go and play the most difficult golf course setup ever and probably fire a couple of 80s. But hey, maybe he goes out there, goes on a rip. That would be awesome too.
Have you seen the clips of Oakmont's rough right now?
No.
I I don't even know what I would do. Like I don't you would I would walk up to the ball and be like, what am I supposed to do with this? It appears they have set up the course where if you are not straight off the tee, you are not going to have a good time.
No. No. And good luck hitting it from that rough and landing it on the hardened glass greens, I'm sure, right? Where they're not going to be able to hold anything. Tough. Which that's my favorite part of the US Open.
I was
Whenever
about to
they
say,
it's
are you a root for the course guy when it comes to the US
I
Open?
I want the slaughter. I want post round interviews with guys bitching about how hard the golf course is and it's ridiculous. That's exactly what I want from the US Open.
Okay. Good.
Winner should be even.
Oh, one under par. What happens if they threw a caveat? Like if you're not under par, you actually no one wins.
We just keep playing. We keep
We keep
playing.
we keep playing until someone's under par.
Well, sorry, folks. No winner this year. Better luck next year.
At this point, I will be shocked if Scotty Scheffler isn't under par. The guy is a machine.
Uh, he needs to. The Rockies are on a tear. They just won a series, so he he's better pick up his game, catch back up.
It was like their first, they had a 22 series losing streak. Snap. How do you think the Marlins feel about that?
Uh, well, I don't know. I guess with the 162 games, you probably just take it in stride, but not a good look.
Yeah. Good. Good for the Rockies. I'm glad those guys got to feel a winning feeling. All right. Who is your loser of the week?
I had to go with Tom Thibodeau of the Knicks.
Oh, how many? He's my loser of the week.
Do
This,
I
this is,
crossed you
hey,
up?
this is the risk that we take by not communicating before we do the podcast. So, has this happened before?
If it has, it's rare. We're on a 532 game streak. We just trashed it over
Well,
Thibodeau.
we've got the same loser of the week, so we're both going to do it. You go. Let's do it.
Well, your reward for the best finish in 25 years for the Knicks is see you later. We're out. We're done. We're moving on. Which, I don't know the dynamics there, but it seems odd to me. Am I missing something?
Normally, when you lead a team to the on the deepest playoff run they've had in 25 years, normally you get a contract extension.
Mm-hmm.
You don't typically get fired, especially when they owe you like $30 million.
Well, and I I don't know. It feels like it's pretty agreed. An agreed upon take that the Knicks need a couple more guys with where they're at, right? I mean, I could you say they overachieved this year by making the Eastern Conference Finals? I mean, you know, they were an underdog going in, but was a fun story. They did some really good things, and they're still a couple of players away, but I don't know, seems pretty shocking. But I always say, hey, if you're paying me $30 million to leave the building, I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sign me up for that arrangement.
Pretty good.
Back to back 50-win seasons for the Knicks for the first time since 1995. I I'm guessing, this is my guess, is that they feel like Tom Thibodeau has taken the Knicks as far as he can take them.
Yeah.
Like that they're capped out. And there's always been a big discussion about how many minutes he plays his guys. And it's funny because he actually started using his bench a little more in the Eastern Conference Finals. I wonder if he just went, wait, I can do this all the time? Really? No,
I
but
didn't realize you guys could play.
you you've got a solid core there in New York that is all under contract, but there's maybe it's one of those situations where you look at what happened with Tatum in Boston. Certainly Indiana's going to be a factor next season, but it feels like the East is wide open next season. And if they felt that Thibodeau isn't the guy that can get him over the hump, there's going to be a lot of people interested in that job because it's the Knicks, because you have that solid core under contract, and because the East is looks like it's going to be very easy next season.
Yeah.
Compared to the West. That's
Yeah.
an attractive job. I'm very interested to see who they go and get because I thought this was very, very telling. Tom Thibodeau has a career winning percentage of 579. That is the highest by any head coach without a finals appearance in NBA history with a minimum of 300 games coached.
Huh.
Dude's a good coach. He's a good coach.
I guess there are coaches, I guess, that are maybe better at building, and then maybe there's better coaches that are perhaps better at polishing and finishing, but I don't know. I just thought it was an odd headline whenever I stumbled across it. I was like, huh, of all the perhaps musical chairs that you get in the coaching world, I didn't expect Tom Thibodeau to be one that was expecting to get fired. And I don't know, maybe that was kind of the talk around there and that was an expectation, but still surprising for me nonetheless.
It was definitely a discussion that was taking place. Like I'd heard Bill Simmons talk about it on his podcast. And I don't know. Is the grass greener on the other side for the New York Knicks? Only time will tell, right? If they made the proper decision. We'll
Only
see.
only time and money will tell, right?
Right. I don't think the Knicks are worried about revenue. I could be wrong, but anytime something big in the NBA happens like this, I always think, okay, how does this affect the Thunder? And really, what the New York Knicks are doing over in the Eastern Conference does not have a big effect on the Oklahoma City Thunder, unless you're playing them in the finals. But it did make me realize that just how much I appreciate Mark Daignault. It just what we have with him as our coach. It feels like he's going to be here forever.
We're set up pretty good. Set up pretty good with the Thunder, roster wise, youth wise, picks wise, coaching wise.
And the way that Daignault talks about Sam Presti and the ownership doesn't feel like even if the Knicks threw a massive bag at him that he would consider it. Now his agent may leverage it to get some more money from the Thunder, and that's fine. He's about to be a championship winning coach. But
Well, if I was maybe this would make me a bad GM, but if a coach in Mark Daignault's situation came to me and said that Knicks job, I I wouldn't even consider that as a negotiating tactic. Like, there's no chance. There's zero chance you're leaving what you have here for the Knicks. There's no way. Nice try. I respect it. But no, thank you.
you think Presti gets a call from Mark's agent and Presti just goes, oh, come on. Come on. We
Yeah.
know he's not. Come on. Come on.
Do we really have to go through this formality? I mean, come on.
It feels good to know who your guy is.
Yeah, it does.
All right, let's get to my just winner since Teddy stole my loser.
You want me to start clearing my winners and losers?
No. No, that
Okay.
would we can't let the
Yeah.
spontaneity die.
Okay. That's right.
That's
Sorry about
that's
that.
the secret sauce.
I will actually now I'll try to cut in on yours. I'm going to get inside your head and try and at the last moment steal your winners and losers.
Good luck. All right, guys, it is time to make the switch to the Ridge wallet. Go to ridge.com/OK breakdown for up to 40% off just in time for Father's Day. The days of the super fat wallet that hurt to sit on are over. Make the switch to this sleek modern design that can hold up to 12 cards and cash. And I love this little elastic band. You can put all kinds of stuff in there. It's awesome. Ridge has over 50 colors and styles to choose from. And we're talking free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. This is literally the last wallet you'll ever have to buy. Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology that keeps you safe from digital pickpocketers. And if one of those guys that misplaces your wallet a lot, the Ridge wallet AirTag attachment is perfect for you. Right now, just in time for Father's Day, Ridge is having a huge sale. Get up to 40% off your order at ridge.com/OK breakdown. Just head to ridge.com/OK breakdown to find the perfect dip for dad or yourself. When you check out, they ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Give dad the upgrade he deserves this year with Ridge. All right, for my winner of the week, are we 5+11, guys? Are we
Seems
5+11ers?
it seems to be trending that direction. I mean, there's for playoff format and seeding, I prefer it, but there's some things that I think you lose that I was hoping for if you go with that format.
It feels like it is a happy medium when it comes to on the confusion scale for casual people. Let me explain. If you're doing a 16 team college football playoff format, the easiest thing to explain to a 5-year-old is the 16 best teams get in. That's the easiest way to explain it.
Yep.
That would be the simplest form of a 16 team playoff. The most complicated form would be the SEC and Big Ten get 4, the Big 12 and ACC get 12 or get 2, the group of 5 gets 1, and then there are 3 at-larges that the committee selects. That's very confusing to explain to people.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like 5+11, the 5 top-ranked conference champions, and then 11 at-larges picked by the committee. It feels still maybe a little confusing to some people, but much more easy to explain than the 4-4-2-2-1+3. Right?
Yes.
We can't just take the easy, hey, here's the best 16. That's too easy, Ted. So let's go with the 5+11.
Right.
It is interesting that it sounds like the Big Ten thought they had an ally in the SEC with the 4-4-2-2-1+3. That is, it's even confusing to say. But it appears that now after SEC meetings down there in Destin that the coaches, they don't want that. They want the 5+11.
Which is interesting. Like I wonder what the thought process is there with the coaches. The thing that the only reason I don't like it, and it's not, I like it, but the fallout from that is I don't expect to get a 9-game SEC schedule, and I don't expect the Big Ten SEC non-conference arrangement that was starting to get a little bit of play. I think both of those, if you're in this format, are going to fall.
I think those die with this, right?
Yeah.
And those were things that we were excited about. I mean, I was excited about the SEC Big Ten non-conference game arrangement. That was going to be cool. That was going to result in, maybe it's just selfish, that was going to result in me and you get to go some cool places and call some fun games.
Yep.
But there's really not much of an incentive to do that
Not
now. And
no,
I think the SEC coaches are looking at it going, let's do 5+11 so we don't have to play that ninth conference game.
probably.
The question becomes, does the Big 12 and ACC, like, do they care if the SEC doesn't go to 9 conference games?
I don't know. I like another problem with it is for the SEC, the discrepancy in scheduling within the conference. I It's one thing with the schedule that Oklahoma has this year if you have 4 guaranteed teams out of the SEC to get in, you got a better shot. But this is back to more of a beauty contest again, to where, you know, the win column and the loss column are going to be really important all over again. So you feel like you're shifting back to, well, let's make our non-conference easier so we can get those 4 wins. But like when you have, I mean, the ESPN FPI was out, and I think we played like 7 teams in the top 15 or 17, something like that. I mean, you get killed in a format that's all about how many wins did you get?
That is why, if they do this, if they do the 5+11, this is my strongest belief. If they take the college football playoff to the 5+11 model, you have to redo what the college football playoff committee looks like. You have to redo it because that committee is going to be picking 11 teams and then ranking those 11 teams. And there needs to be football people on that committee. Not incredibly busy athletic directors, many of which do not have a football background. It needs to be football people, former players, former coaches, former talent evaluators, football people, people that know how to watch film and know what they're looking at. And those people's sole focus during football season needs to be watching games, watching tape, and discussing these teams. I don't want them doing anything else. Pay them accordingly. I want it to be their job to be paying attention the entire college football season to what is happening on the field. Pay them well to do it. The committee needs to be football people with high-level football knowledge. And it makes no sense that we've done it the way that we've done it with the committee for so long. And with football people on there, you have to start answering the questions as why a team was ranked ahead of another team.
Yeah.
The fact that we've gotten these vague answers with no explanations for so long is ridiculous. I need someone that knows the difference between cover 3 and cover 2 to be able to come and say why Alabama is ranked ahead of Clemson in this ranking. And it shouldn't be that hard. There should be 3 or 4 reasons why you have put a team in front of another team. And there's no reason why the committee shouldn't be able to say that publicly. All the secrecy, all this, it needs to go away if you're picking 11 of the teams that are going to be in this 16-team field.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I agree. I mean, it would be nice if you had some type of baseline formula that everyone could look at that makes sense, because currently it's just whatever talking points that you choose to pluck for every team, right? There's no consistency. You can say, well, this team did this on the road and they played well against this team and they beat this team by, X amount. And then you go to the next team and like those criteria are totally thrown out. Like we didn't look at those things for this team. It was a totally different set of of circumstances, and it just leaves everyone thinking, it's all political.
One thing else, like I just want someone to come out and be just say something that is related to football when discussing the two teams. Hey, guess what? We have Team A ranked ahead of Team B because we think Team A's offensive line would be able to block Team B's defensive line. Team B's defensive line hasn't shown to be a disruptive group. We think Team A would have a lot of offensive success. We've got these metrics that back it up. And after evaluating the two teams at the line of scrimmage, that's how the committee feels. It would just blow people's mind to hear something like that coming from the committee.
Yeah.
It'd be great. It'd be so refreshing.
The perfect mix of nerds and football guys.
That's what we need. We need it. It needs to be. That's a great talent evaluators, and yes, you need to have a couple of analytical people on there.
You have to be. You have to be able to back up your opinions of these teams with data that you can present to the public that they can easily look at and say, "Oh, well, I see. That makes some sense." But then again, it never makes sense whenever your team has been passed by another team. It doesn't matter what the analytics or what some football guy says. So it just all circles back to, I don't know that we're ever going to find a reasonable, like a scenario that makes everyone happy, I guess is the best way.
Well, Brett Yormark has come out and publicly backed 5+11, even though it's probably not the best way for the Big 12 to get the most teams in. And it's because he doesn't want to admit, the Big 12 and the ACC do not want to admit they are inferior conferences to the Big 10 and the SEC. I totally get that. Hey, let's play it on the field and let's see what happens. I think this is what we're going to land on, 5+11. And I'm fine with it.
And that's one way to do it, is to say, like, you don't want to admit up front that you're not as good, but be careful what may happen where you don't have to admit anything. Everyone can just see it play out in real time. That's the other worry there. But, perhaps your conference will back you up.
That's where Sankey probably heard Yormark say that and was like, yeah, okay, we're getting 4 in for sure, no matter what, probably. So, yeah, we're good with 5+11. Here we go.
Yeah.